Would the children and youth please come down front? While we're gathering, I have more good news for the Fort Street congregation. The scribes have been very busy. The Seeley Fund from the Presbytery has also awarded the Spiritual Development Committee $7,000 to do a Peace Camp outreach initiative this summer.
All of us here this morning are children of God. But I do want to point out this morning that Jack and I are here to bring before you what the children of Fort Street have done in the name of peace, following the Prince of Peace, and what our youth have done, giving for posterity. Let's begin with the children. It was February 14th, Valentine's Day, last winter, when I had the memorable experience of teaching to the Sunday school about Japan. First, I asked Phil Commissaris to demonstrate how to make origami peace grains to the children, since he was far better than I. And then I taught them a Japanese game, something like Tiddlywinks, which we played on the floor and at which Wally excelled. Afterwards, we sat in a circle where I was to talk to the children about peace and war. I dimly remember having the children shout out the first thing that came to their minds when I said, war. And then the first word that came into their thoughts when I said, peace. I was struck with their perceptive answers. And then I must have told them that when I was young, I was a Japanese in America when the Pearl Harbor attack was made. I was the enemy. Then I was in Tokyo when the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. A Boston-born American. Again, I was the enemy. I found that war was hell, which is why I've spent all my life fighting for peace. That is when the children decided to write a letter to President Obama, because I had also told them that every summer on Hiroshima Day and Nagasaki Day, I go to Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where they are still making atomic bombs at the factory there. We concluded the lesson with the children dictating to me a letter to write to the President Obama. And later, I hope you will see the children's letter that they wrote and the pictures of them who signed the letter, because the letter says, "Dear President Obama, please tell the people of Oak Ridge, Tennessee to destroy all of their nuclear bombs and destroy all the factories. Please send all the money to build hospitals and schools." They didn't say for America, for Haiti and Afghanistan. And they signed their names, and then there was a final PS. Please reply. And would you believe the White House did? And here is the letter from the White House. To the students of Fort Street Presbyterian Church, and have pictures of President Obama and his family, and the letter says, "Thank you for your kind notes. Your thoughtful words join a chorus of millions of Americans who are eager to lead our nation towards a brighter tomorrow. Each day I am inspired by the encouraging messages of hope and determination I've received from students across the country. America needs young people like you who are studying hard in school, serving your community, dreaming big dreams. Our country faces great challenges, but we will overcome them if we work together. America's future will be determined by our willingness to shoulder each other's burdens, take great risks, and move forward as one people and one nation. With your help, we will build on what we have already achieved and lay a new foundation for real and lasting progress. Sincerely, Barack Obama." The White House responded to our children. But that's not all. Wait till you hear what our youth have done. As many of you know, it all began one Sunday morning when it was raining, and I was sitting up there in the choir loft in my white choir robe, and black raindrops started dropping on my white choir robe, and I scooted over and made up my mind. It was the last thing I did. I was going to try and get a new roof for this church. After training sessions with the Michigan Historic Peace Foundation and Partners for Sacred Places, followed by a feasibility study with a Presbytery team in 2005, with co-chair Jack Callas, we held a glorious Let's Raise the Roof kickoff celebration in 2008 in a campaign to raise $500,000 by April 2011, which is coming very close. When the youth of our church had a fundraiser with a movie and a meal, I assumed it was for camperships, or maybe for the Open Door. I was flabbergasted to learn they decided to give all their hard-earned money for Let's Raise the Roof. And here is the receipt to acknowledge that.